Our culture, our communities, our arts. A virtual program that gives our viewers an opportunity to learn more about the various ethnic art organizations that contribute to the cultural mosaic of New York City. They are participants in our concerts and festivals. These include the New York City Multicultural Festival and the Gathering Concert Series. I am your host, Joyce Adomi, founder and president of New York African Chorus Ensemble. Malika Harris is our assistant producer. As we celebrate the Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, it is our pleasure to showcase the music and dances from China and Indonesia. Our guests today are the New York Chinese Cultural Center and Saung Budaya dance. The New York Chinese Cultural Center is a nonprofit cultural and educational institution dedicated to deepening the understanding and appreciation of Chinese culture in the global and local communities. New York Chinese Cultural Center fulfills its mission by offering professional classes, workshops, and performances while nurturing creative and innovative new ways that reflect the rich cultural heritages and diverse communities of today. Let's take a look at the New York Chinese Cultural Center in performance. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So let us welcome Nico Lee, who is the Programs and Engagement Manager, and Gio, who is one of the teaching and performing artists with New York Chinese Cultural Center. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, Joyce. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. What beautiful performances.
Thank you, thank you. This was done this past Lunar New Year. As you can see, the performers were still wearing a mask on stage.
Yes. Beautiful. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, my name is Jiao. Hi.
Yeah. You're one of the performers as well as teachers, teaching artists. Yes. Good to have you. Beautiful, beautiful work that you all do.
Thank you for having us. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a pleasure.
Today we also have with us Saung Budaya dance, which was established in 2006 when the dance instructor, Amalia Suryani, came to New York City and held dance workshops in the Indonesian consulate. Their goal is to introduce Indonesian culture through dance and music to the Indonesian American youths in New York City, and more generally to the wider public. Throughout the years, Saung Budaya has grown to become a versatile part of the Indonesian community in New York. It's my pleasure to have you here, Amalia and Kiki. Let us now watch a clip titled The Journey to Indonesia. Let's take a look. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dancers. Amalia and Kiki, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Can you
Thank
tell
you,
us a
Joyce.
bit about, tell us a bit about what we just saw.
So in Indonesia, since we're an island country, we're an archipelago, so in each region we have different kind of performance. We have a different kind of art. So what you just saw is actually the dance called peacock dance. It's come from the West Java. So the peacock dance is like a part of still have a court kind of dance. So it's not only a folk dance, but the in between folk art and also a court. So that's why it's like each movement is still like have a graceful movement because they have like a influence from the court.
That's great. Nico, I know when she talked about the peacock dance, you were like, yes, we have a peacock dance too. They do. Yeah, you want to tell us about the Chinese peacock dance, New York Chinese Cultural Center peacock dance. Yes.
Thank you. I will actually have Jiao go ahead and share about that because she does have a very signature repertoire from one of this region, this ethnic group that, I think that she can share some insights from her side.
Yeah, sure. Because we have a pickup dance, so it's more specific. It's about the hands. So we have this gesture, like mimic the pickup, and we have this gesture, and also the specific is for the eyes. Like bird eyes each time. Like da, da, da. Yeah, this is a very like gesture and our like specific training for the eyes and for the hands and for the gesture. Yeah.
Amazing.
And to add on that quickly, the ethnic group Dai ethnic group is actually pretty close to the border of Southeast Asia. So I wonder if that also has some similarity and why, a lot of people, a lot of, the whole tradition of doing peacock dance has some connections in there.
Well, I want to tell you something. There is an ethnic group in Nigeria that has the same headpiece, similar bird's headpiece, when they're dancing a bird dance as well. So I said, oh my God, and they are in Nigeria, northern Nigeria. So amazing. Okay, so do you ladies, do you know each other?
I don't think so. Nice to finally meet here, right?
Yeah.
Same here.
Great. So maybe there might be some collaborations in the future, because
Definitely.
Definitely gonna do that.
Yeah,
Amalia, I just actually want to quickly share that I was in Singapore studying dance there for 3 years. While although my major was choreography and modern dance, but we do have, the part of the curriculum is to learn Southeast Asian dances. So I did learn some Indonesian dance, which I was fascinated about. I know that there are different dance styles, there are dynamic wise, obviously, different areas in Indonesia. You have different styles, just like how we have in China. But I'm very fascinated with the small head movements and there was this one style, I don't remember the name of it. We have a teacher who is from Indonesia, and then it's a slow, graceful hands and just soft and steady and grounded, just like slow walk. It just completely, even that, I still remember that. And I did a collaboration for a piece. It's a multidisciplinary work that we did use some of the Indonesian dance movement vocabulary in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, if we see like we put it back to the history, we all connected back then. Like especially in Indonesia, we have so many influence by other culture. So we need to put the credit, like in Indonesia, there is a Betawi dance from Jakarta, the capital. That's really have a strong influence from Chinese culture. Even the music, the costume, the color of the costume, the movement, that's influenced by the Chinese culture, because back then the trader from China came to Indonesia, become a merchant, and then they collaborate with the local and then created some merge between the Chinese culture and the local culture, and then they become a new dance piece. And then also in some part of Indonesia, there is maybe that's the one that you mentioned about the head movement, small movement, or the eyes, like Jiao mentioned before, is Balinese dance that have a strong influence from India. You know, that the hand gesture is almost similar. The naming of the hand gesture, the head also, the costume, like a lot of gold, a lot of like the story behind the dance also come from the Mahabharata and Ramayana, like in India.
In India, yeah.
Yeah. So it is like Joyce mentioned before, it's really interesting how art is like across the border and unite people.
Yeah, I think maybe one day we'll have your group, Amalia, Nico, and the Nigerian group perform together. That would be amazing.
We should make a bird dance.
I know.
Like a
That
bird
would
dance
be
around the world.
Yes, bird
Yeah,
dance around
yeah,
the world, right?
it would be so wonderful. Yeah,
I
even to
know.
think about it really excites me. Wow.
Well, so Nico, New York
Yeah.
African Chorus Ensemble worked with the New York Chinese Cultural Center to present a watch party featuring some of the performances
Hmm.
uh, of, the performances were just amazing. They were beautiful, beautiful choreography. Joe,
Thank you.
I know you are one of the choreographers, so the dancing was superb. I love the
Thank
lion
you.
dance.
Oh,
I've
you
always
like
I've always loved the lion dance. I tell you, when we were searching for a group to represent China at the New York City Multicultural Festival, one of the criteria was that the group must have a lion dance.
Really?
Can you tell us about the lion dance, please?
The lion dance, I believe that we did perform a couple of times.
Yeah.
Couple of times lion dance at the multicultural festival. There, you see, I know that people sometimes confuse lion dance with dragon dance, but they're very different, right? So the lion dance, I believe, there are two different distinct styles. One is from the north and one is from the south. So the one that you typically see in Chinatown in Manhattan area, it's the southern style line, which has more acrobatic movements, and then with with the live gongs and cymbals and drums and all this, a lot of different even like aerial movements sometimes, if the group is good enough to do that. And the northern style is more choreographically based, I would say. It looks more like a dance, which is what our group usually do. So it looks more like a dance versus just a parade type. And the line dance usually performed during Lunar New Year for sure. You see everywhere, and for to bring good luck for business that newly opened business, they would hire line group to come and perform. And at the beginning of the year, you perform lion dance to chase the evil and bad spirit away.
Maybe that's why I like it. Takes away the evil and bad spirit.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really great. So Amalia, this year marks the 15th year anniversary of Saung Budaya. 15 years of taking us on a journey to Indonesia through dance. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you have any plans for celebrating?
Yes, so after the 15 years, we want to celebrate with as many people as we can. So since now is the situation still like between, like really fully opening or not, so we decide in the beginning of the year to do everything still virtual. So later in August, we will bring all of our alumni, our current member. We're gonna bring some virtual event. It's going to be virtual. So people will see our journey since the beginning of Saung Budaya, where the mission is so simple back then. I just want to educate the youth, the Indonesian youth, to know their culture, to know their root. And then over the times, we actually be able to promoting to the wider public in New York to educate people about Indonesia, that Indonesia is not only Bali, that Indonesia is one of the big country in Southeast Asia with so many culture that people need to know. So with those opportunity, I want to bring back all the memories, and then I want to share it to everybody that Saung Budaya cannot be like right now without the help of everyone, without the support of everyone, including you, Joyce, that we perform like 3 times in your events. So I will give you an update, and then hopefully everyone can come and join us and see our virtual show in August.
Actually, it's
Love
our
to.
event. Yes, we'll love to. And I wanted to say that it's actually our event. This is the New York City Multicultural Festival. It's for all of us to showcase our culture, because New York City is made up of we
Right.
who have so many different diverse cultures. We contribute to the sight and sound of New York City. This is why New York City is the cultural capital of the world. So this here platform is for me and you. Please don't say it's mine. It's for us. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's move on now. Jill, as a teaching and performing artist, how do you successfully combine these 2 roles?
Okay, so because it is for me, it's not very hard, but like as a teacher, so because I'm doing a lot for the like Chinese traditional culture, and the dance is like like I training for like 20, yeah, almost 20 years for the Chinese traditional culture. Yeah, so it is a very like typical for me, because I'm a dancer, I'm like educate. So it's like how I learn from my teacher, and then I'm trying my best to connect it with my students. So it's like it's a very, very bonding way. It's from my teacher and to my student. It's a very specific training. It is a training, but like I would like to call it a like bonding relationship.
Yeah.
So it's a very specific relationship, but I very enjoy to be a teacher or be a like student or be a like or the all of the roles in the dance. Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure that the students get a kick out of dancing with you. So not only are you able to teach it, but then you see you dance it, they feel your energy, and I'm sure that inspires them, right?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Because the Chinese traditional culture is a very like emotional way, like I mean for the folk dance, so you cannot like doing like the way you don't care, but for the Chinese culture, so I mean as for the Chinese traditional dance, it's very emotional. You're gonna inspire the students, you're gonna inspire the audience. So you're gonna like put your energy, all of energy. It's not about your like movement. It's about your from inside to the outside, and then you can inspire your audience and your students.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. We actually took I think you had an online course a few days ago.
Yeah,
At
yes,
least,
we
yeah, we
have.
took a course
Yeah,
to learn
yeah.
Chinese traditional movement. Yeah, we did. We did the class.
Cool.
Oh, that was for the AAPI Heritage Month.
Yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, Jia Li taught that class, Jiao.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Did
Yeah,
you learn
we're
some flower hands and some?
yes, yes, absolutely. I still remember.
whoa, cool.
So looking forward to more of that when this COVID goes, you know. Uh, so Amalia, what are your most memorable performances as you've been celebrating 15 years here in New York?
Each performance is memorable for us to get the opportunity to share our culture. But one that I cannot forget was when we perform in Jacopillo. We get created to perform an Inside Out festival in Jacopillo. We perform in such a beautiful stage outdoor. And then that's the first time Indonesian group be able to perform in Jacopillo. So I feel so honored. I feel so much pressure, but ended up we really feel glad that everybody actually likes it. Everybody appreciate what we presented that day. It's really satisfying.
That's good. That's great, great. Wow. Okay. So we've been having wonderful performances. We were minding our own business, sharing the joys of dancing with New Yorkers, and suddenly COVID-19 hit New York City. Let's start with you, Nicole. What challenges did you face, you and Zhao, at the New York Chinese Cultural Center? What challenges did you all face?
Well, personally, I gave birth when the pandemic just hit last
Wow.
March. So that's when I, got out of the hospital and everything just hit pretty bad. And obviously I knew that it was going to be a swirl, crazy, situation at work. So I came back to work 10 weeks after. And I see that obviously we had an assistant who has been helping, assisting, and filling my role and doing everything. So basically, we just try to transition all our classes and programs to online within 2 weeks of the New York State pause order. So that's what I heard. I don't know how they did that, but I think every single organization just had to do what they needed to do at that moment. But then we also, started producing free online programs and performances and offered free classes sharing Chinese arts with the public to bring moments of peace and joy during this difficult time. And we also want to, support the Chinese community during this time of COVID and growing Asian sentiment. Very unfortunate. We want to bring different people together through the universal language of the arts to help bridge cultural divides and keep people healthy with classes and workshops that get them moving and exercising, and support our artists and our teacher and performers who then had zero performance, and everything has limited their capacity to teach and to go back to the basic survival mode. Yeah.
Zhao, what about you?
Yeah, I think as a performer and a teacher, so the first issue is a financial issue.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but Yeah, I'm very thankful for the, like New York, like, I mean, all of the dance organization, which is I was applied the dance and NYC, so I got their grant. Like each week, they're gonna give me $500 each
Wow.
week. Because
Wow.
I think I got 4 months from the
Wow.
March to the June or July, I forget. But like I got 20, like, like a lot of money during that pandemic week.
More money when you're not working than when you were working. Isn't that amazing?
I know, so that you can pay your rent to stay here
Yes,
and then
Yeah.
offer your beautiful craft.
yes. Oh, that was so great. So amazing. Great. What about you, Amalia?
I mean, when New York was in the lockdown, it was a shock. Like I actually just starting to open a new studio for Saung Budaya uh, in January. So, and then the lockdown was in March. So it's just like everything is falling apart. And I'll also preparing for a show for children, for Indonesian children, to give them a platform to perform, to, actualize their sense of art, but and then I have to cancel everything. But then the same with what Nico did, we need to move on, right? The art is actually become a healing during that time. So we starting to have free classes, but mostly to the dancer side. So I feel like people need to be, encouraged to be happy and exercising. So I think dance is the way to bring up happiness to people and stay fit. So yeah, we have those dangduton class that we offer to the community and then doing online. But and then also, since a lot of artists is suffering in Indonesia, so we have this master artist series that workshop learning Indonesian culture with master artists from Indonesia. So we invite them, since everything is online, this is the opportunity to us to bring more and more artists from Indonesia to New York without paying their ticket, right? So
Aha.
yeah, so it's actually really a good accomplishment, not only for my member learning like the root of the dance, so every month we have different region that we talk about. And then also we still have the kid class, the kid dance class, because they still need the activity. And then at the end of the class, we usually have a mini recital, so they can perform, they can invite their family, their friend everywhere. Some of them actually inviting their family from Indonesia to watch, and everything is in Zoom. So it's amazing. It's I mean, in a way, it's memorable, because that's the only time maybe the family from Indonesia can watch, their family member performing Indonesian dance in New York. So yeah, I mean, we're getting there, right? It's gonna be opening soon. We're gonna get back. Hopefully, everybody can perform in person soon.
Yeah. But you just said something that's really great. I love it, is that with technology, we are able to communicate, connect with people from back home, musicians, dancers from back home, family from back home, working with them as well as them watching us perform. Do you think that this might be something that we might continue, or we should continue this ability to reach back home um, and collaborate with performers back home, as well as widening our audience base, not just in New York City, not just in the US, but globally? Do you think this might be something that we should ask our funders to consider? Nico, I think no, it's uh Yin, Yin that's with me on the Mosaic, you know?
Yeah, she
Yes,
told me about that. Yeah.
yes,
I
yes.
watched I attended some of the sessions too. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you all think? Do you think this is something that we should speak to our funders about, the values of being able to connect back to our home country, even using Zoom? and even maybe collaborating, looking at collaboration even. I mean, I know that videos, I mean, we're having difficulty with videos here, and when we're playing your video, it's just a little lag. I know that eventually somebody will come up with something that'll be better, but what do you think about being able to collaborate with people back home?
For me, this is like a really great opportunity because not so many people know about Indonesia. I think like Indonesian culture actually not as well known as Chinese culture or African culture or Indian culture. So to give a platform to the master artists from Indonesia to perform worldwide, there's a great opportunity for them. And then for us who live in New York, we actually relearn it again. We educate ourselves to try to come back to the root of the culture, to like not only that the dance is not only as a purpose of entertaining, but we come back to what is its root, like the dance as a ritual, the dance as a healing process, or the dance as a blessing. So to be able to learn it far away with other people, with the New Yorker, with people around the world, and then they also be able to ask questions directly to the master artist, I think that's really amazing.
Yeah. Nico, what do you think?
I surely hope, I wish that we could, on some levels, continue having this platform, because even if we go back to, when the COVID is away, it will never be the same again. We have been living in a situation as such that everyone's just adapting and keep going and rolling and force our creative outlet in a way. We need to continue creating, and we have to find a way to do that. So whatever way we can do, back then we just started doing it, and then these are great things that NYCCC, we had also master teachers from China opening some classes. We also we've been exploring opportunities, try to see if there's any grant application, that the funding that supports collaborations, not just between New York and China, maybe perhaps in other countries. So I personally really would like to have this platform open, and I do think that we see this, how that it connects us in such a easy way, that it brings everything so much closer, despite the technical issues here and there.
Yeah.
But we want to connect, right? We want to be together to do this. We are together. So yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. I'm going to make sure that the funders hear what you all are saying with this here. So you did pivot very successfully. Can you give us an idea of the type of programming that you have online now?
We offer we have the School of the Arts. Pretty much, I think Jiao, later you can speak a little bit more about that. On my end, we with all the public performances, with the cultural partners, and with all the arts and education programs, we transition everything virtually. And one thing I think that I find both challenging and also interesting and exciting to do is to really be able to customize, right? I get to really talk to each partner how we can provide this program to your community, to your students, to your audience, how we can do this better, in what way we can do it, how long, the length of the program, everything, that it's not just standardized, okay, we're gonna do this piece, that piece, where it's more like it sort of just it makes it so much fun in a way for me to do, because then I really want to do that. I want to offer things, although that it's on the screen, but how can we engage people, you know, as much as possible to feel that is something tangible.
Okay, great, great. How about you, Joe? You have anything you want to add?
Yeah, because during the COVID, so we are doing the online class. So I think the good thing is we can invent the master class, which is the artist from China. So that is a very great way to like they can have a like just the Zoom online and teach the students. But they also have some disadvantage. It's a like because, for example, so my living room is so tiny, you know, like when I teach, I was like, boss, I want to run, I want to jump, but no place. It's like sometimes I just protect to go to the right and protect running to the left. But, you know, there's, and also it's a very hard thing is like how you gonna correct the students' movement. Like you use your words and use your speak, but sometimes you know they cannot sense from the screen, right?
Yeah,
Because in person class, they can see you, they can watch you, right? It's a very like dynamic, it's a very directly. But through the screen, and also sometimes when I teach kids, so when I talk about them, and they were like, you know, all right, already look somewhere, or you know, like so much difficult things.
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. It could be difficult, very to teach
Special
students.
movements for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure, you
yeah,
know, Amalia has plenty of a saying on that as well. Yeah, movement is particularly, I think it's quite challenging to
yeah.
teach. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, movement may be challenging to teach, but guess what? We are a singing group. We can't even practice on Zoom because it sounds horrible. So
I
you're
bet.
lucky. You're
Yeah.
lucky. You know, you can move, you know, but singing, no,
Wow.
no. Yeah. So we have suspended our rehearsal since the COVID. So we've been doing other things like this program, for instance, right? Listening to, watching you guys dance and promoting your dances.
We try. I mean, we you know we offer classes to all the age levels, right? And for you know all these cultural enrichment classes, whether if it's dance or kung fu or arts and crafts, all these classes, and to kids, to adult, and also to seniors, right? So then we. For the seniors even it not to, it didn't take us so long, but I think for our partners, you know, they said we need time to teach all the seniors to know actually how to use their computer to do that, to take class because
Right,
they want to. It's, you know, it's not fair. They're just home all the time. Of course, they want to move around, but I think it took them a couple of months
right.
to they will go to each family and to teach these seniors how to use Zoom, and then we finally we were able to start some classes.
Nice, nice. What about you, Amelia? What type of classes are you teaching online now?
So we more into the programming of education. So lecture, like Jiao mentioned before, is really hard. In the beginning of COVID, we tried to have many classes, like a dance classes, but we see the result is so hard, especially for the kid class. It's so hard to put them in focus, and then also, you know, the facilitation, right? Not only the Zoom, but they don't have space to move. It's so hard to see which one is the right, which one is the left. Sometimes, like I even I put the glove in one hand, so said this is right. So that's why, you know. But even with those kind of thing, it's hard. So that's why, like Now we more into the lecture workshop kind of type. So like this coming Thursday and Friday, we actually have our last Master Artist series. If you like to join, we will talk the dance from South Sulawesi, one of the island in Indonesia. So she will talk the history behind it, and she will teach us some of the movement for the second days. So those kind of programming that we hold actually in Saung Budaya, but we also still have the dancer side, which is people doesn't have to think the technique of the dance, but they just have to move and have fun. It's kind of like a Zumba-like, but the movement is inspired by Indonesian traditional movement instead of a Zumba movement like that. Which is like, you know, people don't need to think. I think dance class is a little harder because you need to be able to learn the technique like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you ladies to please put information about your classes or your website in the chat so that the attendees can have them. If they want to attend any of your classes, they can attend. They'll see that and attend. All right. Because we had a lot of fun attending the Chinese dance class. So I would love to attend the Indonesian dance class as well, because I was saying that I see elements of African dance in it, as well as, of course, Oriental dance. You know, I saw elements of it, even the drumming, the sound. I was like, wow. So I would love to do that. So now let's see now. Let's talk about what are some of the good things that came out of transitioning to a virtual platform. I know we mentioned a little bit, let's focus a little bit on it now. What are some of the good things?
Amina, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay. I mean, for me, I think the good thing is like to get the wider audience. Because with the in-person, you have to know exactly like which crowd that you need to deal with. But with the Zoom, I think we can promote it, just put it out there, and then people can choose either they want to join or not. So basically like giving an opportunity people in California or in Florida or any other part of the country to learn Indonesian dance through Zoom, because they say like there's no class like that in their area. So that's giving an opportunity for us or for them to learn something new.
Beautiful. Okay. Good, good. What about
I agree with what Amelia said, that how, you know, what we do really can reach to places without geographical limitation, which is so wonderful to feel that we're all together. And I also want to mention, I think I mentioned, sorry about the baby. I also want to mention the just now I said a little bit about the creative outlet. I think you know how when we put program together, we really try different ways, the ways that we've never think that you know we would be able to do. How to put a pre-recorded program together. You know, you go back to your archive and you started watching the things that, let's say, New York Chinese Cultural Center did in the past, maybe 10, 15 years ago, that I have never even seen or watched in the past. It's quite amazing to me that you're having this learning process as you when you trying to adjust, you know, the new situation. And additionally, one thing I know that it's, you know, all our, I guess, all the cultural organizations, we kind of the outpouring support from each other. This is very in New York, not in New York, probably worldwide, but how just to see all these different panel discussions, different workshops, different all kinds of things on Zoom. I'm sure that people are zoomed out, but also, you know, like we know that there is a place that, you know, I can go if I want to learn something that I don't know, or if I want to just listen to someone to talk or say a story, or I want to share something. There's always a platform. I think that's really, that has been really wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Are you
Jiao,
ladies?
you might have something to add.
Yeah, I think a good thing is like I want to mention like very personal thing because it's a start to like think about ourselves. You know, it's not only about the work. You know, be in New York, you have to like go outside, like work hard, earn the money, pay the rental fee, and everything. Yes, a very like surviving mode, but when the COVID come here, you know, like everybody is like just slow down, and everybody gonna like even though like on the screen, but I think sometimes it's because the technique improve, so we gonna see we can see like more wider space. It's like think about our mind, is think about our culture, you know, everything is like not just in a small box anymore. It's more wider. So sometimes I start like watch the different kind of dance on the YouTube, you know, as even though the YouTube I I just like watch a lot during the pandemic time. It's a different way. I saw that include, you know, Indian dance like last month I watch out loud, like watch out loud the Indian dance. It's like wow, it's like oh so amazing. You know, we have a same gesture, same head, you know, like yeah, it's just amazing thing.
Yeah, it gave us a chance to see how really big the world is, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, experience new things. That's great. So, you've done a great deal of great work transitioning, both of you, or both groups. Now, let's ask, what help do you really need right now with your work? Not personally. I know Nico might need a babysitter, but now what help with all that you have been doing? What would make your work easier?
Courage,
Mm,
um, for the post-COVID era, that after so long, I mean, I know that, you know, in my case, obviously, I have been isolated for quite some time, both taking care of the baby and also working remotely. Um, and my partner and I were being extremely careful, you know, about the virus. But it's very interesting you asked about this, Joyce. Just last week or a few weeks ago, I was talking to my friend. I was taking a short walk around the block, and I've been thinking since, you know, everything is opening up, and I've just been thinking, was like, how am I going to re-enter the world? You know, how am I going to do this as an individual, and how the whole organization is going to? I mean, I know that we are rolling, we are starting doing in-person engagements and programs and all this, but how do people also accept that, you know, come closer and watch and take classes? So for me, I think that's, yeah, to just one word, courage.
mm, mm. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Nico, and also like certainty. I think like the certain condition, transitioning in New York, that's also a big support for us as an artist. right? Like how transitioning from remote to the in-person soon, and then like how we be able to perform in the stage again, you know, to make sure everything is safe for our dancer, for the audience, for everybody, and then to be comfortable, you know, like comfortable to walk, to practice, to perform. I think that's need to be supported with every single element of a community in New York, not only from politician, but also from the art world, right? We need to support each other instead of just pushing everyone limits, you know. So because, you know, maybe one a group can do better than the other group, but you know, when we embracing, when we, you know, helping each other, I think that's easier for everyone to transition and then to be able to perform as normal again as before COVID, I think.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I agree. We need to come together and support each other. We can do better together, you know. Sharing what worked for you know, with another group. Um, Resources. I think you know, it will help us to get back on our feet again. So thank you for that. What about you, Gio? What are the things that you need?
Mm, I think I totally agree with Nicole and Vanessa. It's like how like people care about each other. You know, like I know some of people like I mean all of the people. So most of people just isolate in their own home, and I know some of them probably have a like mental issue because you know we are a whole human being. We cannot isolate in a box. You know, like in a room. So I think the most important thing we need care each other. You know, as a not only for the people, as also for the you know organization and even though the dance organization and like Malaysia should say that how like we need support each other like different even though we are different ethnic group and you know like we are different uh, Asian or like you know like totally different. But I think that the most thing is we care each other and support each other.
Yeah, beautiful. I want to thank you, ladies, for coming on and sharing your work, sharing your heart, sharing your spirit, sharing your experiences with us. It's been a wonderful interview. I think this is one of my best interviews. um, I'm going to give you an opportunity. I always say last words. What would you like to say before we close out? Any last things you'd like to say? Any last thoughts?
I'd like to
No
bring it
pressure.
back to our cultures, our communities, and our arts.
Yes, absolutely.
Stay together, stay connected, stay, you know, keep being supportive
Yeah,
to each other.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yes, agree. We have to be able to support each other. You know, in my country, we believe in the unity and diversity. You know, the diversity is actually what make all of us beautiful and what make us stronger. You know, we cannot be divided and then falling apart. We need to, especially in art community, we need to be able to support each other. We need to be able to show to the world that art actually cannot be breakable, like divided among us. You know, we all want, and we have to show that the whole world that art can bring peace to so many levels.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we have someone here who is thanking both of you for bringing the Chinese and Indonesian dance to her attention. I look forward to the upcoming shows and classes you all will be offering. Thank you all. All right, that's someone there. We appreciate you as well. We appreciate you as well. All right, so
Thank you so much.
you're so welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We have come to the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Our audience, we also thank you for joining us for this Artist Talk, a segment of our cultures, our communities, our arts. We hope you have enjoyed learning about your favorite performing group. We call them the cultural torch bearers because they keep our traditional cultures alive. Perhaps this program will encourage you to learn more about your heritage and support those who keep our our traditional cultures alive. A person who does not know his culture, his identity, is like a tree without roots. Please check out our website for information about our upcoming programs, such as the virtual NYC Multicultural Festival Part 1, taking place on May 30th at Facebook Multiculfest page, and the NYC Multicultural Festival Part 2, which will be presented live at the Jackie Robinson Park in Manhattan from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Please register at www.multiculturalfestival.nyc because admission is only with an Eventbrite ticket. Your generous donation helps us to continue to bring these amazing programs to you. Please use that donate button to send in your tax-deductible contributions. This program is supported in part by public funds from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council. Additional support provided by Fund for the City of New York, Howard Gilman Foundation, New York Community Trust, the Mosaic Network, and WQXR-FM is our media partner. Listen to WQXR, New York City's only classical music radio station, live now at 105.9 FM and WQXR.org, and sign up for the WQXR e-newsletter for weekly highlights, links to web streams, on-demand concerts, videos, events from the Green Space, and more. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you at one of our programs. Thank you. All right, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Nice meeting you, Amelia.
Yes,
Great
nice to
see
meet you
again,
too,
Joyce.
Nicole and Jill.
Yes, we need to
Yes, great to
collaborate.
meet you.
Yes,
Yes.
looking forward. Bye.
Bye.